Good evening. I'm extremely delighted to be part of this international conference on entrepreneurship. And it is indeed very entrepreneurial that in such unprecedented times, the team had the courage to organize this. So, my congratulations to each one of the organizing committee. I am Dr. Padmakali Banerjee, Pro Vice Chancellor from Amity University, Haryana in India. We have seen some most difficult times in the past 6 months, and I do not think any symposium or a conference is complete without talking about the COVID times. I have seen different reactions, and I will try to talk about what we saw in India. In the month of March, when the lockdown was announced, there was huge fear in the minds of people. It was so uncertain. People did not know what to do, where to go. The doctors were still struggling to find out what is the best way to treat people. Ventilators were in scarce. Even health providers, there was an issue. We do not know what kind of drugs or pharmaceutical products would be good. But I think that was happening across the world. But what I must tell you is that I saw certain interesting things even in these times of uncertainty. So, the entrepreneurial spirit, lot of startups who started their tech companies have come ahead and are working not only to create platforms such as edtech companies, fintech companies, starting off many entrepreneurial ideas came in. People came up together. For example, in India, we talked about startup and stand up and like creating an environment, an ecosystem where people can co-create. There have been a lot of success stories in incubators. In the incubators, a lot of good products came in. Some of the products included healthcare products, even COVID testing kits came up. Then another very important area was the mental health and well-being. So in that particular area, people have developed platforms where people can come and discuss their mental health issues. So which is becoming today a very critical juncture. So what I would like to say that in India, we have seen a large number, India has a population of 1.3 billion people, and you would be surprised to know that it is one of the youngest nations in the world, and there is a lot of youth power, not only in terms of numbers but also in terms of ideas, in terms of creativity, in terms of innovative processes. So people believed in their dreams, in their passion, and they started founding new companies. And government has also declared that we want to make India self-reliant, and as you may have also noticed that during these times many companies decided that India would be a great place to invest. So we have countries like Korea and Japan who have considered to start up a lot of companies in the country. So we have seen a boost in the manufacturing sector, the services sector, pharmaceuticals, which was always India is a big exporter of pharmaceutical products. So we have seen a great rise in that fact. The other side that I really also want to emphasize on is the entrepreneurial in terms of the social entrepreneurship. Earlier, whenever a particular company they wanted to make, of course, you have to make profitable business. But if you take that in consideration with the global goals and the global challenges, definitely then you're more empowered. You are able to collaborate with people for that big common goal. For example, education for all. In India, we talk about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. It means that when you bring together people, you create a synergy, and through that you're able to accomplish bigger goals. I've also noticed that this was the time that people were experimenting, including the online teaching learning platform. So even universities like ours, who were already ICT enabled, tied hands with a lot of technology companies to create a very robust infrastructure in terms of teaching learning delivery. Similarly, I have also seen that in research, people could collaborate in real time to come out with great research outputs. So, be it in the area of science, engineering, technology, or be it in the area of liberal arts, or in the area of architecture and design. So I think all of these mixed realities and virtual world is becoming very very real to us. So the challenge remains that what kind of training would you give to people, the future entrepreneurs? So one of my belief is that do not train people to work on only one software. Make them lifelong learners so that they can create new knowledge as they face challenging times, as they face the world changing. So some of the major areas that I think they should be of importance would be the sustainable developmental goals, the global goals. So whichever country is working, they should consider those goals and they should create an ecosystem of an interdependence so that people and sentient groups can come together. I'm a strong believer of collaboration between countries. So we could possibly form a league and clusters where people can work together. For example, one of the bigger areas would be leadership studies. Another big area could be the future leaders in a digital world. The other area could be the entire area of mental health and well-being. Personally, I have worked a lot in that area and have designed a lot of psychometric tools and a lot of platforms. So for example, one of my tests, which is Optimism Index, is a great tool where you are able to measure OQ, which is your optimistic intelligence. So like that, people can come together and create a lot of, real, I would say not only instruments, but also we can be part of a bigger mission, be it climate change, be it eradication of hunger or poverty. So with these words, I want to thank each one of you for giving me this opportunity to come and share my thoughts. And I'll be most delighted, and I'm open to any interactions that you would like to have with me. I already have shared my email ID. So I think that can be made available to all the participants. And once again, I wish you have a very safe times ahead and all of you become stronger in days to come. Thank you very much.